It was a chilly fall night when the flaws in my life started to appear. My spouse Emily had been spending time with her pals, or that's what she claimed, while I stayed indoors with a glass of vino and a classic film to occupy myself. We'd been wed for 7 years, sufficient time to understand one another's patterns, routines, and signals. That evening, something felt off. Her tone over the call had been overly cheerful, her chuckles too artificial, but I dismissed it, telling myself not to analyze too much. She entered the house shortly past midnight, chuckling like a young girl slipping in after staying out late. Her face was rosy, her locks a bit messy, and she bore the clear aroma of another person's aftershave. My gut twisted, but I managed a grin, pretending all was normal. Emily collapsed onto the sofa, removing her shoes, and gazed at me with a relaxed smile. "You seem happy," I remarked, placing my drink aside. "Yes, it was an excellent evening," she answered, her pitch elevated, nearly excited. "The ladies and I enjoyed ourselves so much, nothing wild, just beverages and giggles." I agreed, observing her intently, pleased to learn that. As the hours passed, I saw she dodged my eyes and gripped her device like a vital link. Doubt sneaked in, but I remained silent. Direct challenge wasn't my approach, not at that point. Rather, I chose to bide my time and watch. Ultimately, faith was the bedrock of our union, or that's what I'd thought. The following day, Emily was exceptionally upbeat, singing softly while making morning meal. Her device vibrated multiple times, but she ignored it. When she exited the area, I gave in to temptation. I grabbed the device, pulse racing, and accessed it. We shared our codes, one of those small indicators of confidence that now seemed like a harsh prank. The communications were incriminating. "Yesterday was incredible," one stated. "I can still sense your caress." My sight fogged as I browsed the series of notes from a sender labeled J. There were images as well, captured in a softly illuminated motel suite. Emily smiling, cup in grasp, lounging over a guy I didn't know. My reality crumbled right away. The disloyalty hit like a bodily strike, robbing my air. I returned the device to its spot, compelling myself to stay composed. Fury would arrive soon. Currently, I required understanding, a strategy. Emily came back to the cooking space, unaware of my finding. She pecked my face and gave me a dish of scrambled eggs, her beam as bright as always. How could she? How could she act as if all was okay after her actions? In the days after, I turned into a shadow in my residence, observing, hearing, assembling the scope of her deception. The brief fling, as I quickly discovered, was far from innocent. It wasn't a single event either. Emily and Jay had been rendezvousing for months, snatching times I believed were shared. The anger bubbled under my surface, but I didn't challenge her. Not immediately. Instead, I concentrated on collecting proof, recording all details. Messages, pictures, even the bills she thoughtlessly abandoned in her bag. My scheme started to form, and along with it, a feeling of dark contentment. Outwardly, I remained the loyal partner. I made her preferred dishes, chuckled at her quips, and even arranged a short trip for just us. Emily appeared eased, as though my care erased her wrongdoing. She had no clue I was setting the stage for her ruin. The short getaway was my crowning achievement. I reserved a lodge in the hills, isolated and scenic. Emily was delighted, raving about how she craved the retreat. I loaded our luggage, making sure all was ideal, including the recording gear. A fresh interest I'd adopted accompanied us. She didn't inquire about it. The initial evening was enchanting, at least superficially. We sipped vino near the flames, recalled our beginning times, and even swayed together beneath the night sky. But my thoughts were distant, centered on the peak of my scheme. The subsequent morning, I informed Emily I wished to capture images of the landscape and proposed she rest longer. She consented, nestling further into the covers as I took my equipment and departed. Except I didn't photograph nature scenes. Instead, I positioned the devices in our lodge, subtly recording views that would convey the narrative I required. When Emily eventually rose, I recommended a walk, saying I'd located a lovely area close by. She was reluctant initially, but finally concurred. We passed hours exploring the paths, and briefly I nearly overlooked the treachery, Returning to the lodge, Emily's device rang constantly. She peeked at it, her look changing to irritation. "Job matters," she grumbled, ignoring the alerts. But I understood the truth. That night I cooked her beloved supper, refilling her vino. Each time her cup approached empty, she chortled without worry, ignorant of the turmoil approaching. When she stepped away to the restroom, I seized her device from the surface and dispatched one message to him. "Let's finish this." Then I erased the conversation, erasing any evidence. By our return to the residence, Emily was her typical self again, her chuckles resounding through the space. But when she grabbed her handbag, her complexion turned ashen. She searched inside it, fear increasing every moment. "Where is it?" she whispered, her tone shaking. "What's the issue?" I questioned, pretending worry. "My marriage band," she murmured, moisture gathering in her gaze. "Oh dear," I responded, my words laced with false compassion. "When did you last see it?" She stared at me, her face blending remorse and urgency. "I'm unsure. I probably removed it someplace. I'd concealed it, naturally." The band, an emblem of our pledge, was now an instrument in my retribution. The day after, I activated my scheme. I'd assembled a dossier, carefully arranged, outlining her infidelity in painful specifics. Images, notes, even the invoices. I placed it on the dining surface, aware she'd discover it. When she did, her hue faded away. "What is this?" she inquired, her words scarcely audible. "The facts," I answered. "Something you've concealed from me for months." She faltered, attempting to clarify, to defend, but I raised a palm, quieting her. "I don't need your justifications, Emily. I need you to depart." Her gaze expanded, moisture flowing over her face. "Please, we can resolve this. I'll do whatever." "It's past time," I stated, my tone icy. "You selected your path, and now I'm selecting mine." I'd already consulted an attorney, guaranteeing the separation would be quick and beneficial to me. The proof I'd amassed was sufficient to claim all. The dwelling, the vehicle, even the funds. Emily was stunned. As she gathered her belongings, weeping, I experienced no regret. She'd ruined our union, our faith. This was fairness. In the following weeks, I progressed, reconstructing my existence bit by bit. Emily, conversely, faced difficulties. Jay had vanished on her, abandoning her to deal with the fallout by herself. Acquaintances we'd mutual grew distant, aligning with me after hearing the facts. She'd forfeited all. One night, as I lounged on the veranda drinking a tumbler of scotch, I pondered the recent months. The agony of disloyalty lingered, a faint throb in my heart, but so did a feeling of victory. I'd reclaimed command, declining to be a casualty. Emily's chuckles troubled me no longer. They were supplanted by my own. A chuckle arising from liberty, endurance, and the delightful flavor of vengeance.